Okay, welcome to another course vlog. Since I biffed the audio on the front nine, I've got to do the voiceover. So this is at Stanford Golf Course with Jake Hutt and company. I didn't film Jake, didn't want to assume I should, but this is the first hole at Stanford's 520-yard dogleg left par 5. So I'm hitting it down the left with a draw. I didn't hit this particularly solid, kind of like a higher faced draw with limited spin, so it kind of died down into the left rough. But I've got 181 or 2 yards. This is an 8 iron aimed right at the center of the green. It was sitting down in the rough, and I thought the greens were firm, so I was a little worried about going at that pin over there on the right. So good shot, right at the center of the green. Basically exactly what I asked for. So now I've got a downhill eagle putt. This is about, 35-ish feet or so. The greens are rolling beautifully, moderately quick to pretty quick. They kind of roll out on these downhillers. I just barely missed that on the low side. Very good first starting putt. Couple feet now for birdie. Uphill right to left. So just tap that in and start the round 1 under, which is fantastic. Now second hole's 478, but we're playing this at a back tee box. So potentially this is like a 500-yard par 4. It goes out and to the left again. This is probably one of the better tee shots I hit all day. It's a nice flat draw, and this thing went a mile. So again, if it's 478, it's 478. If it's 500, it's just a longer tee shot that ends up in the fairway. So this was fantastic. I've got 112 yards. I've got a little sand wedge. Looking back after the whole day, I probably should hit lob wedge here, but I kind of hit a funky toe ball here, and you'll see it land right and spin and kick left. So the goal was to hit a little flighted draw in there. I thought this was going to end up 20 yards short, but again, looking back at how far the ball went all day, it's probably good I mishit this, because now I've got like a simple uphill right to left birdie putt. Again, I thought it was going to be 20 yards short of the green, so I'm happy at this point. I hit a nice putt, just kind of too much break. Thought it was going to break more. So easy par on a long, potentially difficult par 4. So very nice. So 214-yard par 3, pins back, playing 221. This is a 7 iron. This is sort of the iron shot that sets the trend for the whole day. I kind of hit this left of the pin with a draw. And so it's sort of like this long left miss that I kind of had going. But I'm learning that the ball's flying a long way. So 220-yard 7 iron's not normal. Putt uphill over the hill and then kind of keeps going. I was just off the green there, so tapping Jake's ball didn't matter. But I did get a nice read. So for the par putt, it's 4 feet, 3 feet? I don't know, 4 or 5 feet. I got to see, I think Jake's ball broke right across the hole, so I got to watch that and then knock this in. So probably have to give him credit. So that was a 214. This is a 167-yard par 3, back-to-back par 3s, which is kind of different. Pins way back, so playing longer. I've got a 9 iron here. I wasn't really worried about flying it all the way back, so I thought the 9 iron was enough to hit it full, but not maybe be able to fly the green. Now, just like the last hole, literally like carbon copy, pulled it left and it turned slightly. So it ends up long left to that bunker. Luckily, it didn't bounce very far, but I've got this for my chip shot. It looks like it's going to be a very fast running away chip. Pretty straightforward. Ball sitting a little bit down. I thought I hit what was a beautiful chip. It wasn't bad, but it ends up, 8 feet short of the flag with another downhiller, 8, 9 feet. Now, this is sort of like the start, though, of the putter. So really putt the ball well. That's right in the center. Never looked like it was going to miss. And now this is a 444-yard par 4. It goes straight away into the right. So you can see that bunker far in the distance that I'm trying to hit it at the right side of. And if it bends to the right off that, if the ball bleeds, great. But that's kind of like the aim. And then I hit it right at the bunker with a draw. So probably the worst spot I end up in all day off the tee. because it was essentially like a double cross. Like I wanted to hit it right of the start line and fade it, and I hit it left of my start line and drew it. This is a tough one from 130 yards. You've got to keep this ball, it's like you've got to keep it below head high for like 60 yards. So what I'm saying to the camera, if the audio picked up, was I hope to just sort of roll this out to the fairway, or excuse me, to the rough, and just get it out of the trees. So this is a 4-iron, and I'm just trying to like almost just sort of chip and run this thing out. And I actually whiffed this, bounced up into the trees, and luckily made it out. So this is like the biggest debacle of a hole that I ended up getting lucky on, and just at least have a third shot to the green. So 60 yards, pins short-sided, firm greens from the rough. Actually thought I hit this pretty darn well. It is a little right of the flag, but it landed around flag high. It was nice, high, and soft. And at least left myself about 20 feet for par. So I was very happy with that for me. I did get to watch somebody putt this. So this is sort of like a downhill, right to left. And once again, right in the center. So this is, now we're all laughing, saying, I need to give discount codes for the Swag Handsome One LA Golf putter combo there. And so we're all getting a kick out of it. And I show the camera the putter. This is a very narrow hole, hole 6. Very tight, ravine short, so you can't really hit driver. So this is a 3-iron that I'm hitting a low draw up the right. So I'm aiming up the right to hit a low draw. I do just that. Ends up in the left side of the fairway. Very good tee shot for me. So I've got 122 yards, and I've got a sand wedge. Again, learning the ball's flying pretty far, so I'm not trying to kill this, and I hit the exact same gosh darn shot I've done all day, which is start left and draw. So once again, I'm sort of long of the pin, left of the green, and I'm chipping again. I mean, that ball must have gone 130. So a little frustrating, but it's going to happen. Pretty straightforward chip here. I was surprised that it rolled as far past as it did, but it was fine. You know, what is this, 6 feet to the hole? Not a bad chip for me. If you pay attention to this putt, you'll see it bounce like, I don't know, a third of the way off the putter. Right there. And then it still catches lip and goes in. So that was a good par. Feeling like I'm keeping a lot of good momentum with the putter. This is a great par 5. Jake told a cool story the first time I played with him, that Tiger used to come out here and practice for the 13th hole at Augusta, set a bucket of balls down at this back tee and try and learn to sling a draw around this corner. So we're talking about the aim point here. They're walking in, and you can see that tallest tree above Jake's hand is sort of like where I'm trying to hit it with a draw. They're kind of saying there's a chance I could just take it over the trees and fly everything, but the safer play is to hit it at that tree and try and turn it. I hit a ball that's fine. I heel it, and it's kind of at that tree with a little cut, but it's not going to go far enough to get me in any trouble. So not a great tee shot, but a good miss overall to keep the ball in play and give myself a shot at still getting there. So 230 some odd yards to the green. Again, I was looking at this originally going, I should hit a cut around this branch, but then there's a lot of trouble left. There's like a cart path and lost ball. So then I look up the right and talked myself into a low draw. If I block it, I can still play. If I turn it and it's low, it can run up to the green. There's like a little opening. And I hit a perfect shot. This is a 5-iron. It's like very low, turning right to left. And you might be able to see it bounce up there. But it's basically, 20 or 30 feet right at the flag, right at the back of the green in the fringe. So maybe one of the best long iron shots I hit all day. And it gives me this look at eagle. Once again, the putter is probably my best friend today, more so than the driver or anything. And this almost dropped for eagle. But I'll settle for the easy tap and birdie. So it's amazing what can happen. Missed tee shot, great second, can really put you in a good spot. So nice, easy birdie to go to 2 under, I believe. And then with all the sort of mishaps with the tee shots, with the irons, this is about 180 yard, playing about 180 yards, par 3. Might be a little bit longer than that. So I took a 9-iron this time and told myself, just hit it hard. So the pin's right in the front of the green. And I thought, just kind of slug this thing. And I hit it beautifully. It's incredibly high. but all over it. You can see my reaction, and then the other guys start yelling because it spins a little and it looks like it's going to drop in the hole. So you can see it's about a foot or two, and the pitch mark is towards the camera, and so it pulled back and just almost caught the lip and went in. But fantastic birdie there for me to move to 3 under. And now we've got a short par 4, 364 yards up the hill, junk all along the right, and I could lose my ball left if I hit a driver and pulled it. So I just took out a 4-iron and hit a punch shot out there, and you'll see I block it, and it just barely gets over that tree. I'm worried about it being too far right. The guys in the group are like, that's perfect. It'll be fine. The hole bends enough to be totally cool. So I've got about 80 yards up the hill to a front pin. I probably get a little too defensive and hit this lob wedge a little too firm, not wanting to be short. Not realizing this green's pretty sloped in the front of the green. So I just watched a putt sneak past the hole and run like 10 feet by, so that I'm a little timid with this one and leave it about 3 or 4 feet short. You can see the ball just kind of inching along. But if it carries any speed right there, it really goes. So now I've got this 3-ish footer down the hill that's quick. And this is maybe the only putt that really lets me down. Caught the lip and end the front 9 at 2 under par.